Hello, it's Lynn from Lynn's Corner, where you get your motivational and inspirational tea. I was going to come on here today and I was going to do a video about creating a soulful bond with your children, and I will do that. I will do that. I'm sure I'll do that this week. But it was dropped in my spirit today to get on here and say something that is so common. It is so such an everyday cliche. I even talked about it in one of my videos when I said let go of what no longer serves you. And yes, let go of what no longer serves you, but I want to talk about an aspect of that is so basic yet we don't do it, and that is as soon as you realize something is not serving you, you need to leave it alone. Like that very first time where you get that feeling in your gut that either somebody or something is not right, or they're not right for you. They might be right, but they're not right for you. You need to leave that thing alone. These millions and hundreds and thousands of chances doesn't do anything for anybody, and it definitely doesn't do anything for you. The only thing it does for anybody is it helps the person or the thing that you're not supposed to be entertaining anymore. You know, the more chances you give a thing or a person, that's, you can guarantee the more hurt you will be when that thing runs its course, because it's going to run its course. Like, I don't care how good you feel about it, because one thing about toying with things that you should be leaving alone is you have these false waves of goodness. Oh, the job is going great. Everything's going good on the job. Or me and Johnny, we are doing so well. Or, Kim and I, we're fine. Right? Those go, but that, if you notice things happen in ways and then it gets real bad again, you get that gut feeling again. But then because it seems like everything's okay, you keep fooling with it again. I'm telling you, you are going to be sorry for not leaving that thing alone when Spirit told you to leave it alone the first time. And when I say you're going to be sorry, I'm meaning you're going to put yourself so far back emotionally. You'll be emotionally taxed to the point that you'll be completely depleted, that you will barely have anything for anybody else. And when I'm talking about anybody else, I'm talking about the people that are supposed to be in your life. Your family, your real friends, the job that you should be at. You see what I'm saying? And we could even use this all the way down to a vehicle. You might have a car that when it first started acting a little shaky, you're like, I think I might need to go ahead on and get another car. But you don't get another car. You don't get one. Nope, I don't have a car, no. I'm going to go ahead on and ride this one out, till I can't do it no more. You get it fixed. It starts riding good. See, I didn't need to get another car. I didn't need to get one. It's doing just fine. Till it breaks down again. Right? And then at that point, something's telling you. And at that point, something is telling you again, you know what, I think I might need to go ahead on and get rid of this car. So you go ahead on and you pay whatever it is you're paying, because you're like, you know what, this is better than paying a car note. So let me go ahead on and just get it fixed. It's okay if it's $2,000. At least it's not a car note. Then you look around. The car breaks completely down, can't be fixed, and you've put $10,000 in that car. You look around, maybe the past year and a half, you've put $10,000 in the car. Has that ever happened to anybody? It doesn't just have to be about people and friends, or people in relationships, or people in jobs. When it is time to let something go and you get that first initial feeling on the inside of your gut, that spirit, let it go. Let it go. What you think you see is exactly what's there. What you think you see is exactly what's there. What you think you feel is exactly what's going on. Okay? If you know, and that's another thing too. I was talking to somebody the other day and I was telling them about a situation that had happened. And my friend said to me, that's why I don't trust those kinds of people. Because you never know what kind of bag they're going to come out of. Now, I know not to trust those kind of people as well. But I'm always giving people second and third and fourth and fifth and sixth chances. Right? Sometimes when we are an empath, we say we are self-proclaimed empaths. Sometimes the things that you are doing has nothing to do with empathy. It has to do with lack of boundaries. You lack boundaries. I know that was something I had to take a real. I mean, I am empathetic, but I also had an issue with boundaries. Sometimes empathy and lack of boundaries, sometimes those things get misconstrued, and they could go hand in hand for some people. And here I am years later, looking at a situation, a friendship, or a relationship, or a job, or whatever it is, of something that I should have left alone years ago at the very first issue, because I saw it back then. Another thing too is when you finally walk away from what, it's deeper than walking away from what no longer serves you. It's walking away from what hasn't really been serving you from day one. It's not a no longer kind of thing. See, if we are real with ourselves, it's what hasn't been serving you for a long time. And the real question is, did it ever serve you? So that's why that phrase kind of, it's okay, I'll use it from time to time, but the real deal is, did that thing ever serve you? Or was it feeding an insecurity? Was it feeding a need? You know what I'm saying? Was it feeding your low self-esteem? Was it feeding those various things and not necessarily a thing that was truly feeding you the type of food that you really needed? You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that. I wanted to come on here and say that that was dropped in my spirit. That has been in my spirit for a couple of weeks, and then it's been something happened a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week, a couple of weeks ago, and I said, should have left that alone. Something happened a few months ago where I was like, should have left that thing alone. And then something happened this past week when I was like, So it's a theme. And the theme is, when something doesn't feel right in your gut, leave it alone. If somebody disrespects you, I'm not saying don't give people a second chance. And disrespect has many different faces. Disrespect doesn't have to be somebody standing in your face and cussing you out. Disrespect can be disrespect can be not having um, regard or respect for your feelings, not caring about how you feel. Disrespect can look like invalidating your feelings. You don't. You can invalidate somebody's feelings in so many ways. That's a whole nother thing. But invalidating people's feelings or getting mistreated on the job, all these different things are levels of disrespect. And if you've seen the disrespect once, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see the disrespect again. And another thing, too, what's disrespectful for you might not be disrespectful for me. So you know what your, I call them deal breakers, are with people and jobs and cars and things, right? So whatever your personal deal breaker is, don't keep stretching it. Don't keep, okay, you're right here. Okay, if they go past this point, then I'm gonna cut them off, right? And then they move closer to here. Yeah, once they get here, I'm gonna cut them off. Then they get here. What you do? You don't cut them off. You go here and say, if they get past this point, you keep stretching. You keep making excuses. Oh, they don't know any better. They didn't mean that. But it has been several situations. And another thing too, just because someone doesn't know any better doesn't mean that you have to keep accepting that behavior. That's not what that means. It doesn't mean that at all. Just because you don't have a car note don't mean you should still be driving that car. That's not what that means. So in order to sharpen your listening skills with spirit, because that's the thing, we dull our hearing with spirit when we ignore what it is the spirit told us to leave alone. We just dull it. We don't even act like we don't even hear it. We ignore it. We dull our hearing. We do all of those things. But in order to keep yourself actively involved in active relationship with God, source, spirit, your higher power, you have got to start following what is being told to you. You got to start listening to it. You got to start following it. If you don't, you will emotionally pay. And maybe for some, not emotionally, maybe it's a situation where you will financially pay. But in some way or another, you will wind up paying because you knew all along that you should have either let that job, those friends, that relationship go. And I'm not talking about releasing these things with animosity, because we should be functioning with love in our heart always, right? But we shouldn't have so much love for someone else or something else that we override what's necessary for us, that we overlook our own needs. A lot of times, empathetic people or empaths overlook their needs for the sake of somebody else's. Every single thing that you ever are going to need from someone else, it first starts within you. You have to first see that thing within yourself. You're looking for love, you got to love yourself. You're looking for understanding, you got to understand yourself. You're looking for patience from somebody, you got to be patient with yourself. You want somebody to show you grace, you got to show yourself grace. You got to be any and every and all of those things to yourself first. And when you are those things to yourself, when you are all of those things to yourself, you don't keep putting up with foolishness over and over and over again. My spiritual journey has been long. The journey to healing and working on self, you're always going to have something that you're going to have to work on. So don't think that, okay, well, I got this together. As soon as I see something, I cut it off and I'm good. No, there's going to be another area that you need to work on. It's a long journey, but it's so rewarding when you really start having a real good relationship with the universe, spirit, source, your higher power. When you have a good relationship with your higher power, the better that relationship, the better relationship you will have with yourself, and the better relationship you will have with others, and the more boundaries you will put in place. I hope this message helps somebody today. This is Lynn. If you want to reach me, you can comment below. We can talk about some things that you realize that you had to let go, and you should have let go earlier, but you're letting go now. And it's okay. It's another thing. If you didn't let go of something when you knew you should have, that's okay. Because you'll know for the next time around. When you see that thing again, when you see that type of friend again, or you see that type of man again, or you see that type of woman again, you see that type of job again, you'll know, nope, I don't want no parts of that. But anyway, like I said, comment below. You can reach me at linsinspirationalcorner@gmail.com. You can email me there. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. See you soon.